How are you? So do you hear me? Can you please write in the chat box if you hear me? Okay, good, thank you. All right, so yeah, some of you just sent me the request to join the group, but their names is Huawei and other names of smartphone. I'm sorry, I couldn't accept them because I really don't know who they are. Please send them messages on your WhatsApp group. Tell them that they have to join us using their full names. Okay, good. So this session will be about the best practices. Okay. I'm going to add another element to, to have a very good lesson or a successful lesson at the end. And there are many ways of, at the end, you are going to meet the needs of your learners, okay? Yeah, and something also not to forget, next week, I hope that a guest speaker will give you a presentation. It's a kind of presentation and workshop, but I hope that the time is going to be suitable for her. Okay, she's a trainer in Russia, and she's going to give you an interactive workshop about using games, especially online games. I talked to her last time, but we haven't discussed the date and the exact time. Okay. And I hope we have to be flexible. For example, if she is free on Wednesday or Friday or Tuesday, I'm gonna let you know. Then we are going to switch from Saturday like today, and we move to another, to another date. Okay, is it clear? Thank you. Okay. Good. So yeah, how is life? By the way, a lot of work, yeah? Stress, assignments. Yeah, I see. It's a very difficult situation, okay? But no problem, okay? All the time be positive, okay? You will make it, okay? You still have just few days or few weeks and you finish, and next year, inshallah, you will meet your lovely students. But the best thing is to learn things here, so as not to have challenges when you are in charge of teaching, okay? Learn as much as possible, okay? Read as much as possible, okay? Ask many questions as you can, okay? Because I'm gonna start with my experience during my first years. Some teachers really face a lot of problems, face a lot of challenges, okay? Especially when it comes to teaching difficult lessons. So it's very important here, try to cite opportunities, try to learn everything, and the most important, ask questions, okay? All right, good. So let me share with you the slides. Yeah, there is another one, Oppo. I'm sorry, I'm not gonna accept him or her. I don't know who is he. Okay, let me start sharing the slides of my presentation. That's right. Yeah, before, I don't want to know about the topic, but here, I want you to look at the picture and you tell me, what do you notice? So we have 8 pictures. And from these pictures, we are going to guess the title of today's presentation or workshop. Can you please write? I want you to tell me, number one, the first question. What do they have in common? What these pictures have in common? Can you write in the chat box? Okay, Amina, enjoyable activities, good. Others? Amina Talbi, enjoyable. Group work, Muhammad, Mehdi, speaking activities. Interesting. Amina, communication, Nordin, communication. Good. Okay. Mustafa, styles of learning, interesting. All right, good. Cooperative learning, Hajar, or Muhammad, sorry, Hajar, a teacher trainee, her name is Anna. Yes, please, Hajar, tell her that I can't accept her unless she used her full name. Good. Miriam, engage activities. Amina, social interactions. Hajar. Yes, Hajar Nadir, you said a message telling her that she was removed. Yeah, I removed her because she is using her smartphone name. Okay, please tell her to use the phone, to use her full name. Anyway, Asma, scaffolding, good. All right. That's interesting. Good. Now, second question. Is there any difference if you look at the 8 pictures? Do you spot any differences or one difference? Look at the 8 pictures. So what do you think? So Ashraf, number 4 doesn't fit. Interesting. Number 4 doesn't fit. Good. Number 4 doesn't fit. Asma, there are different learning styles. Interesting. Good. Okay, that's interesting. Now let's see here. What do they have in common? It means there is a mixture. And when we talk about teaching English as a foreign language, mixture here means integration. Integration of what? Integration of the 4 skills. Integration of the 3 aspects. Can someone remind me what are the 4 skills and what are the 3 aspects? Can you write in the chat box? 4 skills, 3 aspects, what are they? So good, speaking, listening, writing, reading, interesting, good. Muhammad said function, vocabulary, grammar, Now what about the aspects? Vocabulary, function, okay. Yes. So we agree, 4 skills, reading, listening, writing, and speaking. The 3 aspects, what are they? Hajar, function, vocabulary, and grammar. All right. Yeah. Muhammad Njar, grammar, vocabulary, function. All right. Yes. Others, what do you think? There is still something missing when we were talking about the 3 aspects. So the 3 aspects are vocabulary, grammar, and pronunciation. Excellent, Muhammad. You mentioned at the end. Yeah, pronunciation. Okay. Very good. So today's lesson will be about the best practices or the best classroom practices is to integrate the 4 skills. Because what do novice teachers or usually do in their classes, they divorce the skills. They divorce reading from writing and writing from listening and listening from speaking, okay? And we will see why the integration of the 4 skills are or is motivating and divorcing them is demotivating learners. So even though you have a speaking lesson, novice teacher, they teach 1 hour speaking. They speak all the time for 1 hour. This is not how real communication takes place. We are going to learn how to motivate, how to engage our learning, integrating the skills. And it's really very important because it's not easy to integrate skills. It's a bit challenging. And we will see the obstacles behind integrating these skills. All right, that's interesting. Good. So today's session will be about number 1, definitions. What do we mean by integrating skills and aspects in ASL or EFL classes? Number 2, challenges. what problems, what obstacles teachers face while integrating, or before the lesson when preparing, or during the lesson when teaching. Okay, good. And the implications for teaching, the advantages, the benefits, the importance. What are the benefits behind integrating the 4 skills and the 3 or the 2 aspects? How they are important. Okay. And number 4, which is very important, is the how. How do you integrate? What are the ways, the methods, the techniques, the strategies that you can use to integrate the lesson, and you make it engaging and you create a good learning environment? And the most important is at the end, it's my favorite, we are going all together to design a skills integrated lesson. A lesson in which we are going to integrate 4 skills and 2 aspects. Okay. So is it clear so far? No comment? Yeah, Hajar said, I'm sorry to interrupt you. All those people you removed couldn't join the class again, even though they changed their names. Yeah, but basically, yeah, I'm really sorry for that. Okay, but they have to use their names. I said this many times. So there is no way. If you have any suggestion to help them join again using their names, any suggestions? Anyway, I'm sorry to hear that, but if they couldn't join us, yeah, the session is it's recording right now. Okay. Yeah, basically everyone should use their full names for one simple reason, because it happened to me many times. People join using other names, and at the end, they cause us a lot of problems. Okay. Okay. So now I want you to define this one: integrated skills. Can you write one sentence, 2 words, 3 words? What do we mean by integrated skills? Can you write in the chat box? Integrated skills. Yes, do you hear me? Unless Muhammad Najjar, a lesson in which the integrated the 4 skills. Okay, good. Ashraf, using 2 or more skills in the same lesson. Interesting. Nordin, the use of a mixture of skills. Very good. Amina, interaction of the main language. Interesting. That's nice. Good. So most of you mentioned interaction, mixing, combining. Okay, that's really interesting. Good. So let's see here. Integrated skills refer to the interaction, communication, collaboration, talking, listening, speaking, writing of the 4 major language skills all together during instruction. These skills are listening, writing, speaking, and reading. So here there is a combination of more than 1 skill. This is integration. 2 skills, 3 or 4. But 1 skill is called segregation. Okay. Number 2, the ultimate goal of communicative language teaching. Basically in Morocco, for most schools, public and private schools, they follow or they opt for communicative language teaching. And communicative language teaching views language as a means of communication. Communication, okay, in class, using the 4 skills and the 3 or the 2 aspects. And this is how real life communication happens. Now, I'm sure some of you are reading the slides, you are reading, but at the same time, you are listening. And at the same time, you are taking some notes. And you may are, yeah, speaking, talking, okay, to yourself, okay, asking questions. So we are integrating four skills. And this is the communicative language teaching belief. This is how we communicate in our everyday life. This is how real life communication happens or takes place. We learn or we acquire languages or our mother tongue by integrating all the skills. With the family, you watch TV, you read the subtitles, you listen and you discuss with the family. And sometimes you may take some notes if there is an important idea or vocabulary or something like that. So this is real communication cannot take place unless the skills are integrated, which means it's going to be a very boring lesson if you teach 1 hour, one session using only one skill. Okay. All right, good. Let's move on to the next slide. Now, integrating skills is about, number 1, to link or linking. Number 2, addressing. Number 3, creating. Number 4, suiting. And number 5, which is the most important, is mastering, to master. So let's elaborate on these terms. Integration skills is about linking. To link what? To link the 4 skills: reading, writing, speaking, listening. The 3 aspects: pronunciation, vocabulary, and grammar. This is integrating skills. Integrating skills is about addressing. To address what? To address the different learning styles. And all the time, when I give a workshop or a presentation, or when we meet with other educators, we do believe that we don't teach class of advanced class or intermediate class or common core class or second back class or first back. No, we teach a number of learners. I teach 45 students. That's what we say. I teach 35 students, because you are teaching different learning styles. If you say I teach second back, it means you have one level. But in fact, in your class, you have different levels, different abilities. So integrating skills is about addressing the different learning styles. Some are good at speaking, some are good at writing, others at reading, okay? If you teach the whole session reading, you will deprive those who are good at listening or speaking or writing. So integration skills addresses the all different types of learners and the learning styles. Number 3, create. You create what? You create fun. You create an engaging learn environment. You create a positive learn environment. You create a comfortable learn environment, because you are mixing. Yeah, we as a human being, we like mixing things. And number 4 is to suit. To suit what? To suit 2 types of classes: large classes and small classes. Small classes is 15, 10, 12. Okay. Large classes, 30, 35, 40, 45. Okay. So there is no excuse to tell others that integrating skills is only suitable for small classes and not for large classes. No way. It's for both. But the most important is how to integrate, which in the coming slides we are going to see or to discuss the how. And number 5, which is the most important, is the result. To master what? To master the language. And this is how real communication happens. It happens when we combine all the skills. Okay, we master. So any comments so far about this? Can you please write in the chat box? It's clear? All right. Do you hear me? Hello? Yes, do you hear me? Okay, thank you. Yeah, so let's move on to the next slide. Yeah, so this is the what we discussed about what to link the skills to address more learning styles, create fun, motivating learning environment, and to suit two types of classes, small and big ones, and of course to master the language. Okay, good. Now, my question, what challenges may teachers face when you want to integrate the skills? You face two challenges, before and during. Before is preparation, when you prepare, and during when you are teaching. So can you tell me about some challenges that you may um, encounter while integrating the skills? Can you please write in the chat box? So what problems? Time, Mahdis, good. Rashida, finding the right task, interesting, very good. Okay, yes, sitting arrangements, Muhammad, interesting. Level of students, Saeed, okay. Different levels, good. Different abilities, that's interesting. Good. These are very interesting examples, okay, or reasons. Latifa, the various learning styles, interesting. Good. Okay, so let's see. Muhammad Najjar, students levels. Okay, good. Now, these are the problems or the challenges. So, number one, demanding of the teacher requiring a lot of flexibility. You have to be flexible when using the textbook or activities or materials. So it needs lots of flexibility. If the reading task is difficult, you have to make it flexible, easier for your low or slow learners. If it is easy and you have got fast learners, again, flexibility, add some challenges. Number two, some of you mentioned this one, is time consuming. You can't imagine how much time you are going to spend when you are integrating skills, because you have to think about a lot of things: how to build interest, how to prepare for pre-stages, while stages, post stages, interaction, mode of work, evaluation, feedback. So we are thinking about a lot of things, so a lot of time. And number three, teachers have to be well experienced, which means another problem is training. Teachers need training. Not every single teacher can integrate skills, no way. They need good training. They need to be well experienced. Then they can work on these, because it's very important to know how to integrate these skills. So these are some of the challenges. Now, what are the implications for teaching and the implications, the benefits behind integrating the skills? So when people communicate, they often use more than a single language skill. Example, the phone. Okay, I'm going to talk on the phone. At the same time, I'm talking, but I'm listening. Okay, then I'm gonna ask for the phone number of my friend. Okay, I may not remember. I said, please wait a minute, I'm gonna take the pen and I'm gonna write. So this is how communication, real communication takes place. And then I'm gonna give the phone number or that piece of information to my friend or to my family. This is an example, integrating for skills. This is how a real life communication, using the phone, for example. With the family, as I told you in the very beginning, you watch TV. Okay. I'm gonna give you an example that happened to me 4 or 5 days ago. I was watching TV, listening to the coronavirus news, and I was waiting for the update about the number. Okay, my little kid interrupted me, and I said, "Please don't interrupt me. I'm listening. I'm watching TV. I'm listening to the numbers." My little kid couldn't stop. He said, "No, I want just to ask you about the number. He also wants to ask me about the number, which means this is how real life communication. The kid cannot just watch and listen. He watches, listens, and interacts at the same time. So if we integrate these in our AFL or ASL classes, the result is to master. Let me go back to these ones. So this is the result. The most important, to master the language. Okay. All right, that's nice. Let's go back. Now, so number one, as we talked, integration of the 4 skills is concerned with real communication. Number 2, adjusting the textbook contents. Here, if you take your textbook, the content, you will see you have an order of the units, order of the skills. Okay. And adjusting the textbook content, if you are teaching reading, you have to adjust the content, which is very hard for learners, which means you are not going to teach only reading the whole session, but you design new activities about listening, speaking, writing, even though you are teaching reading, because reading is the macro skill, and then you integrate the micro skills. This is adjusting the textbook contents. Number 3, adjusting the timetable. Here I'm going to focus on private schools and even some public schools. Private schools, the administration gives students the timetable. Today you have to teach speaking. Tomorrow you have to teach reading. Wednesday writing, etc. Okay. So here you have to explain to the administration that you are well experienced, you have good training, and you know what is good for learners. Administration is only good about administrative activities. They are not good at teaching and learning activities. It's your job. So tell them that adjusting the timetable will be of a good help to learners. If I divorce reading from listening or from speaking, I'm demotivating my learners, and they have to know about that. So you don't be a slave to the timetable. Don't be a slave to the textbook, but you adjust it. Okay. Good. Now, a very important question is the how. How to integrate skills. We integrate skills. We have 2 major methods. The first method, we call it simple integration. Just 1 second, please. The first one is simple. The second one is complex. We will explain. So simple integration is within the same medium. What do we mean by the same medium? Oral or written? So what do we mean by receptive? Can you remind me, what are the receptive skills? Can you write please in the chat box? Can you remind me, receptive skills, what are they? Listening and reading. Yeah, Amina, Muhammad, reading, listening, Nordin, Sakina, listening, excellent. Amina, reading, good. What about the productive skills? Remind me again, productive, because it's very important to know the difference. Then you can integrate writing and speaking, excellent. My question, which is more challenging, receptive or productive for learners? Can you write in the chat box? Ashraf productive, Amina productive, Rashida productive, Hajar, Sumaya, productive. Saeed, yeah, productive. Yeah, good, productive. Latifa, perfect. Thank you. That's interesting. So here, simple. We start from receptive, very easy, to challenging, productive. For example, you are going to teach writing. So writing is productive. Good. I'm going to use a receptive skill, which is reading. I'm going to give my students a model. Read the email and tell me what is the date, greeting, body, signature, etc. So they read it. So this is receptive. So receptive serves productive. They read the sample and then they write. Okay. Or speaking, productive. So I start with the listening. The speaking will be about talk about your favorite activities. And then they start with listening. Listen to what's Jobs doing now or what's his favorite hobby. So they listen. Ah, his favorite hobby is fishing. Okay. What do you think? Do you like fishing? Then they speak. Okay. So receptive serves productive. It's easy. Good. Number two is complex integration. Complex integration, when you mix, when you combine, when you link all the skills in one or two activities. For example, students read. After they read, they answer, they write. Once they write, they discuss with their partners. It's speaking. Okay, but at the same time, they are listening. So here, integration of the four skills in one or two activities. This is what we call complex integration. Okay, any comments? Clear so far? Can you please write in the chat box as we continue? Yeah, please, any comment, or is it clear so far? Okay, thank you, Latifa, Sumaya, Nordin, clear, yeah, good. Okay, so let's move on to the next slide. So please remember, you have two types, simple and complex. Simple, receptive skills serve productive. You start with the reading to serve the productive skill, which is writing or speaking. To start with listening, receptive, to serve the productive, which is speaking or writing. Or complex, you mix everything. Good, let's move on. Yeah, there is a question. Amina Talbi, can you please elaborate more on complex integration? Good. Yes, complex integration. I'm going to give you an example. I'm going to teach, for example, reading lesson. Or, yeah, reading lesson. The lesson is about free time activities. Free time activities. So number one, I'm going to start with the pre-reading. Pictures using visual aids. Look, okay, this is dancing. This is doing shopping. This is swimming. This is, okay. So at the same time, we are teaching vocabulary. Good. Then I'm going to start with the leading question. What are your favorite activities that you do on the weekend? Okay, good. Now what they are going to do, they are going to write in pairs. Write about your free time activities on the weekend. Good. Now, were you finished? Okay, good. Now I want you to compare your answer with the other ones. So they started with writing. Now discussion, speaking, comparing. Good. Now I finished with the pre. Now I move to reading. Now I want you to read this text carefully and you answer about Bob. Bob is talking about his free time activity. What are they? There are 4 free time. Read and answer. Now it's reading. Okay. Once they read, okay, one is going to go to the board and to answer, for example, and others are listening. This is what we call complex integration. We integrated all the skills in 1 or in 2 stages, pre and while. Is it clear so far, Amina? Okay. All right, good. So let's move on to the next slide. Good. Now, let's move to some practice. This is a textbook taken from Outlook. So Outlook is a common core students book, common core. امتحان الكتاب ديال تخون كومان جدع مشترك. Okay. And my question is, the writing lesson based on simple integration or complex integration? So look at activity number 1, activity number 2, activity number 3, and activity, sorry. Oh my God, sorry. And activity number 11. Okay. So what do you think? Is it simple or integrated? Can you write in the chat box? So let me see your. So Muhammad, simple, Saeed complex, Ashraf integrated, Sumaya complex integration, Ilahi integrated. Okay. Asma simple, Nordin simple. Okay. Reading serves writing. Okay, Nordin. Sukaina or Sakina complex, Muhammad Najjar complex. Good. Hakima, okay. Amina complex. All right. Interesting. So most of you said it's complex. And complex is when we mix everything. All right, so let's see here. Now, please. One second. So this is reading. So here we have read. So it's a reading activity. Okay, good. So reading is the receptive skill. Good. Number 2, in pairs, read. Please, I just want to clarify something. When the instruction starts with read, it means it's a reading activity. Okay, so read. Number 2 is write. So it's a writing activity. Number 4, which is 11, is exchange recipes and choose a typical dish that you would like. What do you think about 11? What is 11? Is it reading, writing? It's not clear. What do you think? Can you write in the chat box? Listening and writing, Rashida. Okay, Filahi speaking, Yasin speaking. Muhammad, there is no going to be, yeah, okay. They exchange what they wrote. Ashraf, Okay, Muhammad editing, writing. So it's not clear. We don't know if it is speaking or. So let's avoid 11. Let's avoid 11. Now, if you focus on exercise 8, 9, and 10, it is a simple integration. We started with read, read. So we are still working on the same, which is receptive. Then we move to write. So the reading serves writing. The receptive serves the production. This is an example of a simple integrated lesson. But if you say that number 11 is about speaking, they exchange and they speak, they talk, then it's complex integration. You see my points? So it depends, because number 11, me too, it's not clear for me if it is speaking or writing or listening or, okay. So number 8, 9, 10, simple. If number 11 is a speaking activity, then it is complex integration. Yeah, Hajar, please, sir, can you elaborate more on complex integration? Yes, complex integration. When you give students an activity, like for example, talk with your partner about your favorite activities. Talk with your partner about your favorite activities. If they just talk and write, it is simple. Okay. If they talk, write, okay, read, and listen to each other, then it is complex. So number 1, you give them a task, read about Bob's favorite activities, they read it. Number 2, write the answers, they write the answers. Number 3, discuss with your partner, do you agree, do you like Bob's favorite activities or not? Yeah, I like them, yeah. About speaking, reading, riding horses, listening, dancing. Okay, these are very nice activities. What about you, my friend? No, I don't like these activities. I like swimming, I like fishing, etc. So this is complex integration. Complex integration is when you integrate all the skills: reading, writing, speaking. Simple integration is 1, reading, writing, or 1, listening, speaking. This is very simple, from receptive to productive. But complex, you can start with productive, then you move to receptive, then from receptive to productive, then from productive to receptive. This is complex integration. It's very clear. Simple integration, when you start with receptive, you start with what? You start either with listening or reading. This is simple all the time. Look here, we start with read, and then read, and then we move to write. This is simple. Complex, in one activity, they read, they write, they speak, and they listen to each other. All right, good. Now, the second, yeah, let me show you the next one. So let's move on. Good, look here. Can you see? Number 1 are activities. So this is another textbook. And this textbook is Moroccan textbook taken from Teac to English. Teac, it's first back. Let me show it here. Sorry, just 1 second. This is Teac. It's first back. And the example that we saw before is outlook. Okay, the outlook. So this is for first back. The question is, let me see. Number one, are activities 1 and 2 scales integrated or scales discrete? Scales discrete is divorced, separate. And number two, if not, how to implement them. So I'm gonna give you 1 minute. Look at the activities and tell me if it is, if activity 1 and 2, please focus on 1 and 2. Are they integrated or not? 1 minute. So let me see. You're writing the chat box. Sakina, simple. Muhammad, discrete scales. They are not integrated. Nordin, Hajar, Misbah, discrete. Both activities are concerned with reading. Good. Yasir, discrete. Okay. Very interesting. Thank you. So let's discuss. Look here. Match. Advice request. This is what? This is reading. They are going to read. All right. They can't match unless they read. So we start with reading activity. Number two, read. Okay. So activity 1 and activity 2 are not integrated. Yeah, it's boring. Read and read again. You read the first activity and you read the second activity. Okay. Now, how can you make it? Or how can you integrate? So if not, number 2, how to implement a scale integrated lesson or activity? What should you do to integrate or to implement the integration? Can you write in the chat box? So, yes, Al-Addin, the first is discrete, the second is integrated. Hakima, discrete only reading. Yeah, Muhammad, good. Adapt the material, excellent, good. But the question is how to adapt. Varying activities, Asma. How to vary activities? Using technology, Amina, interesting. Rashida, maybe a discussion. Excellent. The first activity. Good, Rashida. Sakina, integrate other skills like writing or speaking. Brilliant. Yeah, that's very interesting. Good. So, conversation. All right. Good. Now, here, this is the question. This reading lesson, especially activity 1 and activity 2, they are not integrated. And if you want to motivate your learners, you have to integrate the lessons so as not to feel bored. So here, I like your suggestions. Rashida said discussion. Good. Yeah. What about reading activities? Look at the 2 pictures. What do you see? A woman, a man. Good. Yeah, can you explain more? Oh, she has a problem. What kind of problem? Health problem. Interesting. Give me some examples of health problem. Headache. Good. Stomachache. Very good. Interesting. Look at the boy. Okay. Glasses. So what's the problem? Oh, he can't see very well. Interesting. Discussion, brainstorming, visual aids. Then pre-teach vocabulary, for example, if you want. Or you can start with a focused question, a leading question. Yeah, tell me about some types of health problems, and you discuss. Then you move to match. It's very important to know that when you start your reading lesson telling your students to read, you kill the reading lesson. You kill the reading lesson. We never start with read the text. No way. We start with building interest, preparing, motivating, okay? Then we move to the main dish, which is read the text. So please, this one is not integrated. Imagine that it's the first session, students entered your class. Hello, how are you? Fine, good. Read it, open your books, page 44. A piece of advice, please. Number one, match advice request. So read it much. How come? They won't like it. So you kill the reading lesson. The most important is to start with integrating the skills, preparation, building interest, etc. Yeah, very good. I mean, killing the motivation. Yeah, relation the topic to their relation the topic to their real life experience. Interesting. Very good. Now, this is how we integrate. So please, this is a Moroccan textbook. So don't be a slave. I will repeat this expression. Don't be a slave, because the textbook may not match or suit the level of your learners. You have to adapt it. You have to integrate other skills. Is it clear so far? Any comment? Please write in the chat box. Then we move on. Okay. Yes, Lovely clear. Sakina clear. Yeah, thank you. All right, Rashida. Thank you, Sumaya. Okay, good. So let's move on. Now, look here. This is Outlook. Okay. The Outlook is a common core. Common core. So this is a listening lesson. Listening lesson. I'm going to give you 1 minute. Is the listening lesson skills integrated or skills discrete? Right, please look at activities and tell me, is it integrated or discrete? Okay, Nordin's, yeah, discrete. Good. Ashraf, integrated. Muhammad, discrete. They have to listen. Yasir, discrete. Amina, discrete. Rashida, simple. Discrete. Zugari, Hakima, yeah, integrated. Sumaya, integrated. Okay. Good. Al-Din, integrated. All right, that's interesting. Good. So the majority said it is integrated. Hakima, listening and writing. Now let's see, please. So let's see here. So let's start with number one. Number one, listen. Okay, number one is listen. So look here, which means it is a listening activity. Please, listen, it's a listening activity. Yeah, we will explain. Number two, listen. Okay, I don't care, please. I don't care about listen practice. No, no. What I care about is the first purpose of the activity. The activity starts with listening, so it's listening. Moving from activity 1 to activity 2, they will not practice. Please look here. They will not practice the pronunciation. What do? They will listen again. So it is listening. So let's see. Now, listen and listen. It is not integrated. It is not integrated. It is divorced. It is discrete. Number 1, they listen to the conversation on the right. Okay. Activity number 2, they listen and practice. So the first activity started with listening. The second activity to be integrated should start with another skill, with another sub-skill. You see what I mean? So listen is not integrated. Now, the question number 2. If not, how to implement a skill integrated lesson or activity, how? And again, please, my question, this listening activity or this listening lesson starts with what exactly? What is the instruction? Can you tell me? Starts with what? Can you write in the chat box? Starts with what? No, look at the book. Look at the lesson. The lesson starts with what? With listening. Very good. The lesson starts with listen. Listen to the 3 interviews. The students will not look. Is there a question? Yeah, please, can you write? Okay. So here, to implement integration, we have to start with these. Look, this one. نزهة بدوان, Hisham Garrouj, Michael Jackson or Michael, etc. Again, never start a lesson with lesson or with read. When you have listening lesson and you start with lesson from the very first or from the very beginning, sorry, you kill the listening task. So you should start with pre-teaching, pre-listening activities. Here, it's very important. You can start with speaking activity, for example, or reading activity, or just visual presentation. Look at the pictures. So here, hello everyone, how are you? Good. Okay, so look here, how many pictures are there? Oh, 3, very good. Can you tell me, what do they have in common? Oh, good, athletes, right, sports, very good. And you're right, athletes, okay. You pre-teach vocabulary. Good. Can you see who is this person? Who is this person? Ah, Hisham Garrouj. Yeah. Who is he? A runner. Excellent. Is he famous in Morocco? Very good. This one is Habidouane. Okay. Yeah, she's a runner too. Brainstorming, asking questions, or you can give them a small text to read about a certain or about some very famous people. Okay. Then you start listening, listen. But this lesson is not integrated because this lesson started with activity number 1, which is lesson, and activity number 2, which is lesson again. Activity 2 to be integrated should not start with lesson, should start with speak or write or something like that. Okay. Is it clear so far? Good. All right, so please, some of you said here we have listened to the interviews and fill-in. Fill-in is right. It's okay. But here we have listen, we start with listen. So to move from activity 1 to activity 2 and to integrate the lesson, you should not start with lesson again. You should start with another skill. This means integration. All right, interesting. Now, to integrate the lesson, there is something missing in this activity. What is missing in this lesson? Sorry, the listening lesson has got something missing. What is it? Productive part of it. Yeah, I mean, excellent. Muhammad, excellent. Post listening and pre-listening. Thank you. Very good spots. Okay. Yeah, there is no pre and there is no while. So imagine you are a slave to the textbook. You will start with listen. Hello, everyone. How are you? Good. Listen to the interviews. Students, oh my God, we're going to listen. It's difficult. How many words? I can understand. No way. Prepare them. Let them feel comfortable. Let them feel motivated. Because students are not good at listening. They find it hard. Prepare them. Yeah, the pictures can be used as, yeah, Rashida Amazid, very good point. The pictures can be used as a pre-listen activity, but the problem, why the textbook did not mention that? You see, which means that this lesson is not integrated. Okay. Now let's move to the next one. Someone want to talk? Raise his hand. Who? Can you write in the chat box? Yeah, any question? Fatima Zahra. Okay, let me see. You wanna give a question? Okay, so just 1 second to give you the floor. Let me see first the question of Mansour. Sometimes teachers start with asking questions. What is exactly the purpose? You mean the purpose of the questions? The purpose is to build interest. Very good, Muhammad. Yeah. To create context. This is the purpose. Okay. So the topic is about eating habits. You have a reading lesson. The topic is about reading habits. You start with what? You start, for example, with visual aids, British vocabulary, leading questions. The focus question will be about what? Will be about food, about eating habits. Or you can give them your story. Yeah, I all the time eat balanced food like salad, vegetables, I drink milk, okay, etc. So this is, you start with the presentation. Then you move to read. You can start with read the text and tell me about the good eating habits. Okay, good say to attract the students' attention. All right, so let's move on to the next one. Now here, so how to design a skills integrated lesson or activity. So here we have, when we want to design lesson or activity, and the objectives here we should take into account two: language system, we have grammar, we have vocabulary, and we have pronunciation. Then language skills, we have the 4 skills: reading, listening, speaking, writing. And then, are they receptive or productive? So reading and listening, receptive, speaking and writing, productive. Then, this is very important, macro and micro. Reading lesson session is macro. Micro, I'm going to integrate other skills like speaking, writing, and listening. These are micro, because the macro is the reading. Okay. Now, if I'm teaching writing, so writing is the macro skill, but I'm not going to spend all the the day with teaching only writing, okay? But I'm going to include other skills. They are micro. Okay. Now, it's a very important technique to integrate the skills, sorry, the four skills and the three aspects. We use this technique. Number one, when you are teaching language system like grammar, vocabulary, and pronunciation, we use PPP. Can someone remind me, what do we mean by PPP? Okay, interesting. So presentation, practice, and production. Very good, Rashida, Sumaya, Amina. All right, Nordin, excellent. So yeah, if you want to integrate the three aspects, grammar, pronunciation, and vocabulary, we start with PP, presentation, practice, and production. Now, let's see with the language skills, the four skills. We use the pre, while, and post. Reading, pre-reading, listening, pre-listening, writing, pre-writing. Then we have while and post. Okay, good. Now, I want you to go back to this one. Yeah, look back to this lesson. Here, what is missing? Do you remember we talked about what? What is missing? The pre and the post. Excellent. That's why at the end we agreed on the fact that this lesson is not integrated. It is discrete. Okay, good. Let's move on to the next slides. Good. Now, let's design a skills integrated lesson. Here we are going to design. Sometimes you don't need a book, the textbook. Okay. And you want to use your own materials. So you are going to design your own lesson. You can adapt it, or you don't depend on the textbook. You design your own one. If you want to design, because you are aware, you know the level of your learners, you know their needs, okay, but you keep the same objectives. I can use the same objectives of the lesson, but I'm going to use my own materials. Okay, so the lesson theme is about hobbies. The level, so the lesson theme, hobbies. Level, beginners. Age, adults. The materials, worksheets, flashcards, and the whiteboard. Good. Now, I'm going to start with building interest. It's very important to attract attention, to facilitate, to motivate, to engage, to prepare. Then, number two, I'm going to introduce some vocabulary, because the common skills are grammar, reading, writing, speaking. So they need some words to speak, to write, okay. Then I'm going to start with number four, combining the four skills. So reading, listening, speaking, and writing. What can you observe in number four? Combine the four skills. What is the technique that I used to integrate skills? Can you write in the chat box what technique I used to integrate skills? Can you write in the chat box? What is the technique I used? Complex integration. Okay, Sakina. Amina, complex integration. Yes, sir. Okay. Filahi, complex. But this is not a technique. Is a method, complex or simple. I'm talking about the technique I used. Okay, Muhammad, pre, while, post, design a new activity. Okay. All right. Good. So here the technique, Muhammad Najjar dialogue. All right. So the technique that I used is starting from the easiest to the most difficult. Look here, reading is easy, listening easy, then we move to the difficult ones, speaking, writing. So the most effective technique that used when integrating skills is to start with the easiest to the most challenging, to start with receptive to productive skills. Okay, good, interesting, that's nice. Now let's move on. Now, my question, how do you build interest? Give me some tools to build interest. Give me some examples. A song, very good, Amina. Interesting. What else? A riddle, very good, Amina. Muhammad, visual aids, interesting. Picture stimulus, yes, very nice. Mu'tasim, storytelling, wow, good. Filahi, picture, interesting. Muhammad, story. Sumaya, story, very good. Kautar, posters, interesting. Wow, very good job, yeah. What else? Good. These are very interesting tools to use. Questions. Okay, Sina, that's nice. Yeah. Acting, Amina, very good. Yeah, a good teacher sometimes should be an actor, an actress, a singer in class. Okay, good. So these are very good tools to build interest. Now let's see here. So building interest using interesting facts is another tool that you can use, okay, with your students. So look here, teacher builds interest using interesting facts. Look at the picture there. Who is in the picture? Who is she? Ah, woman, an old woman, great. What's her name? Elizabeth, wonderful. Who is Elizabeth? Her job? Okay, a president or very good, a queen. Of which country? Tunisia, Spain, Norway, America? Oh, interesting. UK. What do we mean by UK? Can someone explain? United Kingdom. Wonderful. Now, this is a visual presentation, guessing. Behind the visual presentation and guessing, there is an interesting fact. Number two, what is her favorite hobby? Can you write in the chat box? Fishing, dancing, or football? Write, please. What do you think? Is it fishing, dancing, or football? Can you write in the chat box? Probably fishing, Kautar. Muhammad, fishing. Amina, dancing. Sakina, fishing. Sakina, yeah, fishing. Okay, maybe. All right. Others, what do you think? Riding. Yeah, but riding a horse is one of other favorites. But here we have three. You choose fishing, dancing, or football. Rashida, Amazid, maybe football. Good. Okay. So here, Muhammad Najjar is laughing. Yeah, at football. Yeah. Good. All right, that's interesting. So the majority said dancing and fishing, just one who said football. Her favorite hobby is football. Yes, playing football and watching football matches. Huh? What are you saying, teacher? How come? Elizabeth likes football. Yes, it's an interesting fact. If you search on the net, you will find it. So here I'm building interest. Students are going to get interested, okay, about this new information. So please, when you teach a new lesson, try to find something interesting to shock the audience or to surprise your students. Okay. Now, what's her favorite local team? Local team. Can you write in the chat box? What's her favorite local team? Okay. Chelsea, yeah, Ashraf, Man United, Muhammad. سعيد كاك. كينيترا حلالا boys good. فلاحي Manchester. ياسر Arsenal. Okay. All right. What do you think? The girls, they are silent now. Are you good at football? Mansoura. Tottenham. Yes, the girls. You don't like soccer? Amina, Arsenal. Good. What has seen Arsenal? All right. Yes. All right. Chelsea national team. Okay. Nordin, Arsenal. Very good. So as you see here, there is some fun. Okay, some say Arsenal, Chelsea, some say Kak, Kinitra. But I don't care about saying Kak or Khribga or Wujda or Raja or Widad. The most important is to create some fun and to create or to motivate your learners. This is the most important thing, I mean, here for building interest. So if you look at the picture, if you are a visual learner, what's the team there? Which team there? Look at the picture number or picture C. Yeah, Arsenal. Good. That's interesting. So visual learners, those who concentrate very well, they will look at the picture. I didn't bring the picture randomly, but I brought it on a purpose. Okay. Good. So now I built interest. I feel that my students trust me. My students are engaged. My students are motivated. Now they are going to follow, okay, my lesson. So what do you think? Do you think that's building interest using interesting facts? Interesting or not? Can you please write in the chat box any comment? What do you think? Okay, Amina, important, interesting. Rashida, it's very interesting. Thank you. Muatasim, yes. Nordin, indeed. Okay, yes, it's very important. Very good. Which means, yeah, Sumaya, interesting. Thank you. Okay. Yeah, good. Which means that integrating skills needs preparation. You have to prepare, you have to find information for interesting facts. Okay, thank you. Now let's move on to the next one. Another tool to use to build interest, and some of you mentioned that, and you know, now you start to know about me. It's a song. I'm crazy about using songs in my classes, and I'm crazy about singing in my class. Even though I'm sure I don't have a good voice, but I enjoy singing in front of my students. They make fun, they laugh, okay, but we build a good rapport, a good relationship. We are one family. So this is the song, Sailing by Rod Stewart. So building interest, the teacher sings the song and then students do the same. Now here, what do you notice? Look at the verbs here. Look at the verbs and tell me the grammar lesson will be about what? Look at the verbs. What do you think the grammar lesson will be about? Amina, present continuous. Muhammad, present continuous. Ashraf, Rashida, present continuous. Mu'tasim, present continuous. Good. Yeah, Nordin, present continuous. Interesting. So what technique I used to help my learners observe the verbs? What technique I used? Excellent. Amina, color coding. Color coding, Ashraf, Kautar, Rashida, Yasir. Yeah, very good. Sumaya, interesting. Yeah, so far, yeah, I didn't tell my students that in the coming skill will be about grammar, but I just try to pave the way to the main task, which is grammar. Okay, good. Now, I used also pictures. Look at the picture. What do you see? Okay, some they say mountain, some they see the beach, some they see. Okay, it's good. Two, boat, very good. What can you see also? Yacht, yes, good. Okay, that's interesting. Yeah, now I'm going to sing the song. I give my students the worksheets and I tell them just listen to me. You know why? Because students, they really like to listen to their teachers singing in class. Please don't tell me I don't have a good voice. It doesn't mean, we are not asking you to have a good voice. We are asking you to meet the needs of your learners. And to meet the needs of your learners, to motivate them to build interest, you have to sing from time to time. Okay. Good. Do you want me to sing or no? What do you think? Yeah? Muhammad Najar said yes. Rashida, yes. Good. Yes, here, yes. Okay, Coach, yes. Good. Okay, I'm going to, and I'm sure that you will enjoy not my voice, but the way I'm going to sing. And it's the most important. This is how I build interest, not about giving them a good singing, okay, but it's the way. Okay, good. So let's start. Okay, my students, how are you today? Fine? Good, thank you. All right. Do you like to go to the beach? Do you like to travel? So you can travel by plane, good, or bike. Some people travel by bike, or car, train, or when there is water. How? Sail. Very good. We call it sailing. To sail. Okay. Repeat. Sail. Okay. Sailing. All right. Interesting. So let's listen to the song. I'm going to sing and you listen to me. And after that, we are going to sing all together. Do you like it? Good. All right. I am sailing home again, across the sea. I am sailing stormy waters to be near you, to be free. I am flying like a bird across the sky. I am flying, passing high, close to be near you, to be free. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Through the dark night, far away, I am dying, forever crying to be with you. Who can say? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Through the dark night, far away, I am dying, forever crying to be with you. Who can say? We are sailing all together. We are sailing. We are sailing home again. And as you see, students may have fun. Okay. Okay. All right. Thank you for listening to my voice. Okay. Thank you. So what do you think? Do you think that students using this song or the way teachers using this tool singing in class will motivate, will build interest or not? Can you please write in the chat box? Okay, good, Muhammad. Wow, singing and performing. Yes, sure. Fatima, they will like it for sure. Thank you, Rashida. Yes, it will. Okay, Nordin, absolutely. Yes, here, absolutely. Okay, very good, Muhammad, for sure. Yeah, there is something important I want to tell you. The start is very difficult. In the very beginning, when you want to sing in front of students, it's very hard. You are stressed and students are focused on you, okay? But when you perform the first time, second time, students get used to. They will have fun all together, okay? But just give it a try. The beginning is difficult. Yes, I agree with all of you. The beginning is very hard, but later it's gonna be fun, okay, with your learners. Please sing with students, create fun in the classroom. Students will love coming to your classes when there is fun, drama, singing, games, etc. Fatima Zahra, this needs a lot of self-confidence. No way, no problem, okay. Just don't care. As I told you, the purpose is not to have a good voice to sing. The purpose is to sing for building interest and for meeting the needs of your learners. This is the purpose. Okay, good. Now we built interest. Let's move to the next one. The next one is vocabulary. I'm going to provide my learners with some vocabulary words using visual presentation. Pictures. Look here, how many pictures are there? 6. What do you think they are about what? Okay, look at the title, read the title. Good, vocabulary about my favorite hobbies. So what do we mean by a hobby? Anyone? Okay. Activities, good, give me an example. Yeah, riding, biking, walking, dancing, interesting. Good. So when exactly you do your activities? In the free time. When? Monday, Tuesday? On the weekend, good. And in the evening when I finish work, study. That's nice. So let's see here. Flying a kite. Repeat. Flying a kite. Very good. Flying a kite. So I'm writing on the board. What's the purpose here? I'm teaching what? I'm teaching grammar, vocabulary, or pronunciation. What do you think? Write in the chat box. Flying a kite. I'm writing flying and I'm underlining, highlighting the stress. What is this? The form, the spelling. So is this pronunciation? Yeah, it's pronunciation. It's pronunciation. The form and the stress. Good. Roller blading. Roller. Repeat. Roller. You all together. All of you. Yeah. Repeat again. Roller blading. Okay, roller blading. And you highlight, you underline the stress. Good. Then we have here sailing. Sailing, okay. When there is water, okay, you sail. Repeat sailing. You all together, sailing. You write it, you mark the stress. Very good. Hiking. You walk for a short time or a long time? Very good. Long time walking. It's bad or good for health? Bad, good, good. Yes, it's good for health. Very good job. Do you hike? Do you walk? Yes, interesting. When? On Sunday. Very good. So free time when there is no school. Interesting. All right, doing karate. Yeah. Do you like it? Good. Who does karate? Yeah. Can you? Yeah. Good. Yeah. Can you tell us? Yeah. What do you do exactly? Interesting. So this is you are just giving them some vocabulary words to know because the coming lesson will be about listening, speaking, reading, etc. Okay, good. Now we finished with the first aspect, which is vocabulary. Now we move to the second aspect, which is grammar. Now here, what did I use to teach grammar? Look here, what did I use? I started with what? Write in the chat box. I started with what? Contacts. Very good, Mehdi, Muhammad, color, Amina, color coding. Excellent. Very good. Underline the words. Yes, Muhammad, Mehdi, Amina. Interesting. I start with 2. Creating the context using visual presentation, picture, and using sentences, examples. And the technique is color coding. So here, I am satisfying the needs of the different learning styles. Visual learners, okay. Those who are good at writing, I give them examples, etc. Now, look at the examples, look at the picture. How many people are there? 1, 2, 3, 4. You agree only 4? Yes, 4. Yeah. Yes, Muhammad? 5. Excellent, Muhammad. Muhammad, come here. Why here we have 5? Family members are 5. The dog. Excellent. Oh, so we say, oh, teacher, the dog? Yes, the dog is also considered one of the family because it's in the house. You see, you are still engaging learners. Now, look here. The mother is using the iPad now. I'm teaching the form and meaning at the same time now. I'm underlying the keywords, the time expressions. Look, the father is helping his daughter. They are having good times at the moment. So yes, please, can you tell me, what do you observe? Yes, teacher, we have is and ing. Interesting. So what do we call this? Is using verb ing. All right, you present continue. Interesting. Then you can write it's be plus verb plus ing. So we started with, is it deductive or inductive? What do you think? Is it deductive or inductive? Can you please write? Yeah, inductive. You start with context. It's inductive. Interesting. Good. Yeah, there is a question. Someone wants to ask a question? Can you please, who wants to talk? Filahi, you want to talk? Filahi Khalid. Okay, yeah, use your mic. Filahi, you want to talk? Filahi Khalid, can you use the mic? Because you raised the hand. Okay, anyway, so let's move on. Good. Now we move to the next one. Now we start with the form. I used here the chart. Visual learners. Okay. We have different learning styles. Those are good at speaking, reading. Those are good at seeing, at writing, etc. So here we have positive, negative, and question. Again, color coding and using pictures. I'm singing. She's singing. We are singing. Look at the picture. Negative. I am not dancing. I am not walking. I stopped. I'm not walking. I am walking. Okay. Question. Am I fishing? Then you generate the rule. Okay, let's go back to positive. Look at positive. What do you think? What is I? Subject, very good. Am. Verb, which verb? Be, very good. What are be? What do I have? Three. Is, are, and am. Good. What is sing? Verb, good. Plus ing, interesting. So for positive, subject, be, is, are, am, verb, ing. Good. Now let's move to negative. Good. What is I? Subject. Interesting. Am, be, then not, dance, ing. So subject plus be plus not plus verb. Interesting. Question. What do you think? Am I fishing? So I am. What is this? Be. Give me other examples. Is, are, am. Good. I. Subject. Fish. Verb. ing. Interest. Now generating the rule with the whole class. Okay. Good. Now we finish with grammar. Now we move to practice. We move to practice. The practice, I'm going to use the skills. So here, sorry, it's not, yeah, sorry. Before grammar, yeah, I'm gonna move first to reading, sorry. Here, just 1 second. Here, I'm gonna start with reading. The practice is coming later. Reading. So here, reading Jacksaw. Jacksaw. Someone want to explain? Do you know this activity? Can you write and explain? It's about what? Yes. Jigsaw activity. It's about what? Can you write in the chat box? Hello, do you hear me? Hello? Hello, do you hear me? Can you please write yes? Okay, a text could be divided into 3 parts so that each student could read the parts. Good, Muhammad. Amina, complete a task obtaining missing information. Puzzle, interesting. Mu'tasim, can you repeat the question? So what do we by jigsaw? Okay. Good, interesting. Yes. Very good. So let's explain. So here, the teacher gives students 3 texts to read and complete the table. I'm going to give my students 3 texts. Text about Bob here, checks about Billah and checks about Mike. I'm not going to give them to students. I'm going to stick them on the walls of my class. I'm going to stick one checks here and one checks there and one checks behind me here. I'm going to divide the class. I'm going to put students into groups of 4. I'm going to put my students into groups of 4. 2 members are going to stand up and to run to read the text about Bob and to come very quickly. Both of them come back to the 2 other ones sitting. So 2 will run and read the text and 2 sitting. The 2 first ones are going to read and to speak, to tell them the answers. And 2 ones sitting are going to listen and to write. So 2 ones sitting, 2 ones going to walk. For example, they are going to run and to read about Bob. My name is Bella, sorry, about Bella, and I'm 12 years old. They are going to come back very quickly. They are going to tell the friends, the age is 12, right, 12. And the hobbies are out, for example, okay. And they are going, so 2 ones are listening and writing, and 2 ones are reading and speaking. This is, what's this? This is simple integration or complex integration? Can you please write in the chat box? What do you think? Complex, Amina, Nordin, Amina, Nordin, complex? Okay, very good. It's complex. We are combining all the skills. Yeah, Muhammad, integrated, good, complex. Very interesting. It's complex. Good. It's number 1. Number 2, we said that integrating skills is about addressing the different learning styles. In your classes, some of you are good at listening. Some of you are good at writing. Some of you are excellent when it comes to speaking. So now when you use jigsaw activity, they stand up, they read, they speak, they tell the answer. The other ones are listening. Now you are, satisfying the different learning styles. And then you create fun in the classroom. And the result is to master the language. This is the most important. Okay, good. Now, we finished with reading as a skill. And we integrated the skills using the complex integration method. Now, can you tell me what's the next skill? Can you write in the chat box, what is the next skill that we should work on? Speaking, Amina, Sukaina listening, Mu'tasim listening, Tariq writing, Rashida writing, Sukaina speaking. Okay, good, interesting. So remember when I said the most important technique when integrating skills is to start from the easiest to the difficult. So reading is easy, then you start with speaking or listening, speaking, etc. Okay. Good, Muhammad. Reading, listening, speaking, writing. Fatima Zara, interesting, from the easiest to the difficult. Good. So the next one will be about listening and speaking. Now, practice. To practice what? To practice the theme, which is about activities, hobbies, and to practice the structure, which is about the present continuous. Now, listen to the teacher talking about his family. It's an example, or you can use an audio or a tape. They are going to listen. There are many alternatives, many tools, many ways to use listening. So the teacher is going to talk about his family, and students are going to write the answers. What are they doing? The father, the mother, sister or sisters, brother or brothers, because they are beginners. And you say, yes, my father is 55 years old. He is now at home. He is reading newspapers because he likes news. My mother is outside. She is hanging out with her friends and she is doing shopping at the same time. My 2 sisters, Layla and Karima, are in the bedroom. They are listening to music. My two brothers, Lihsan and Muhammad, are troublemakers. They are with me right now. They are creating a lot of troubles, listening to music loudly. Then you ask them, what's the father doing? Can you please write, just as practice? What do you think? What's the father doing? Rashid, this is a big family, yeah. It's a large family. All right. Yeah, the father is reading. Good. The father is reading. The mother. What's the mother doing now? The mother. The mother shopping. Good. Hanging out with friends. Interesting. Good. Outside the house. Rashida, interest. Sisters. What are they doing now? Sisters. Yeah, sisters. Good. Chatting on Facebook. Good. Tarek chatting in the bedroom, listening to music. Very good, Sakina. Rashida in the room. Good. Yeah, very good. Brothers, what they are doing now? What are they doing now, brothers? Okay, brothers playing video games. No, it's not correct. Yeah, making noise. Good. They are making troubles, Fatima, Muhammad. Listening to music. Okay, loudly. Very good. So here, there is listening. And listening as a receptive skill to serve the productive skill, which is speaking. So this is simple integration or complex integration. Can you write in the chat box? Is it simple or complex integration? What do you think? Yes, simple. Amina, Mu'tasim, simple. Rashida, Sakina, simple. Muhammad, Mu'tasim, Fatima, Zara, Sumaya, good. Okay, simple integration. Now, number two, I want you to work with your partner. Ask and answer about what is your family doing now. Example, Madeline. What is your father doing now? My father is reading newspapers now. Layla, can you come here? Saad, can you come to the board? Good, Saad. Ask and answer. This is to model. Saad, what's your father doing now? Layla, my father is sleeping now. Good. Layla, ask Saad, what is your mother doing now? My mother is cooking now. Excellent. Give a clap to your friends. Very good job. Now, I'm going to give you 5 minutes. You work with your friend, with your partner. You talk about mother, father, sister, brother. And they start to communicate, to speak, okay? If you want to develop this activity, you can start with writing. Write with your friend, a conversation, then you speak. So integration, speaking, reading, and writing. They write the conversation, okay. They speak, they talk to each other, but at the same time, they are listening. Okay, any comments so far? Any comments? Is it clear so far? Okay, so Sakina, it's clear. All right, good. So now students are practicing the language. Okay, thank you, Fatima Zara, Sakina. All right, that's nice. So let's move on. You can hear before you start number two, this is ask and answer. And again, you can start with the picture. Look here. How many people? 3. Where are they? At home. Very good. What they are doing? They are having fun. Good. The little girl, she is doing what? Using her face, her laptop. Interesting. Chatting. Good. Smiling. Interesting. The father reading. Reading books? No. Reading what? Newspapers. Interesting. The little kid. Okay, or boy. Yeah. Using what? His laptop? No. His computer? No. What? His smartphone. Good. And listening? Good. Can you guess? Listen to what? Music. Just pre-presentation. Then you can move to ask and answer. Okay, now let's move on to the next slide. Now, the next one is the last one, writing. From easy, difficult. Writing here, write an email. Read, look here, read, and here we have write. So what's this? Is it simple integration or complex integration? Can you write, please, in the chat box? Complex. Muhammad said complex. Sorry. Mu'tasim, what do you think? Simple or complex? Simple. Amina, Tariq, simple. Rashida, simple. Okay. Sakina, simple. Sumaya, good. Simple. Nuruddin, simple. Yes, it is simple. Starting from what? From receptive to serve productive. So this email is like a model, a sample to read. Okay, so look here, read the email and answer the following questions. What is Simon doing now? I'm asking about the present continuous form. What is his family doing now? I'm still dealing with the structure. The structure is the present continuous and the theme, activities, hobbies. So they read the text, or before they read, you can use this one, this picture again. Visual aids. What do you see? Okay, messages, computer, laptop. What is the man doing? Sending a message. About what? An email. Interested about what? Maybe about his favorite hobbies. Interesting. Good. Then you start reading. Read and write. Okay. So once they finish reading, you can write on the board the answers. Okay, about the activities, riding, okay, horses, playing soccer, watching TV, listening to music, okay. Then you talk about the places. Where do you watch TV at home? Where do you ride horses in the forest? Where do you go swimming? I go swimming, okay, the beach, the swimming pool. So you give them place. Then people with whom you practice these activities, family, friends, etc. So this is like brainstorming. Then they write a reply email answering Simon's question. As you see in the very beginning, I said the level is beginner students, beginners. So here I'm going to facilitate the writing using this model, this one. Gut feeling, they have just to complete. Hello, Simon, how are you? Okay, now I'm going to give you the floor. Can you please complete? Someone to complete. So, hello, how are you? What's the next question? Can you write? Can someone write? Hello, how are you? Yeah, what are you doing? Very good. Nordin, what are you? Rashida, how is your family? Interesting. Perfect. Yeah, so different answers. What are you doing? What is your family? Good. Next, I am and with. What can we see? I am and with. I am and with. Any answers? All right. With your family in the house and writing this email with my brother. Interesting, Rashida. Good. So here, to facilitate the learning process of my learners, because they are beginners, I give them a sample and they have to complete that sample. It's gut feeling. It's a kind of gut feeling activity, writing activity. Okay. And they have just to complete. Okay. If you want to help them more, then you can put them into groups or in pairs. If you have fast learners, then they can work alone, because fast learners, they want to challenge each other. Okay. They want to work alone. Okay. You can challenge them when it comes to writing. Okay. Interesting. Good. I think that's enough for this lesson about integrating skills. Okay. Any comment? Any questions so far? Yeah, Rashida, I think, yeah, you are very welcome. Yeah, it's my pleasure. All right, thank you. Good. So as I told you, yeah, there is a recording. Yeah, it's recording right now, and I'm going to share it with you. Muhammad, could you please elaborate a bit more on the implications for teaching? Yeah, the implications. The implications, number one, in your real life, the way you communicate using the skills, not just one. On the phone, you speak, you write, you talk, you listen, and then you learn the language. You can't just watch TV and you are silent like this. Never, you cannot. You watch TV, you read, and then you talk with your family, and you feel motivated. This is the implication that we have to integrate the four skills because this is how real life communication takes place. Teaching one skill for the whole set is very boring, depressing students, it demotivating them. Integrating them is very important. Okay, it adds some fun and you create a good learning environment. You address different learning styles. When you integrate speaking, listening, reading, writing, take it for granted. In your classes, some are very good at writing and some are not good at speaking. They are good at writing, but not good at speaking, and vice versa. Very good at speaking, but not good at writing. Okay, these are the implications why we have to implement the four skills and the three aspects. Okay, now as a review, now I want you to, this one, what do we mean by integrated skills? Let's have a review. Write please, quickly, in the chat box. What do we mean by integrated skills? We discussed this one. Can you write? A mixture of skills. Fatima, okay. Interaction, combination of the four skills. Amina, good. Muhammad, interaction of the skills. Good. Tariq, integration more than two. Excellent. Sakina, integrate the four skills. Perfect. Hana, use receptive and to serve productive. Perfect. Sumaya, combination. Very good. Ala-Ad-Din, excellent. Good. Number two, what do we mean by receptive? Receptive skills. Quickly, can you write in the chat box? Receptive skills, what are they? Reading, Mu'tasim, listening, good. Muhammad, reading, listening, Tariq, Nordin, excellent. Sumaya, perfect. Sakina, Ghizlan, good. Hakima, Hana, great. Filahi, Khalid, yeah, all right. Muhammad, that's interesting. Good. So the trainer used two tools to build interest. What are they? Two tools. What are the tools the trainer used to build interest? Can you write quickly in the chat box? Songs and facts. Mu'tasim, very good. Amina, all right, good. Nordin, interesting. Fatima, storytelling? Yeah, maybe, okay. All right, good. That's interesting. Good job, okay. Very good. Now, what do we mean by productive skills? Yeah, speaking, writing, Muhammad, Safwan, okay, good. Sumaya, writing and speaking, good. Sakina, good. Mu'tasim, interesting. Hana, speaking, writing. Hakima, writing, speaking, perfect. That's interesting. Now, what do we mean by simple integration? We tackled this element, simple integration, right quickly. Receptive serves product, excellent. Nordin. Amina, from receptive to product, excellent. Amina, great. Very good job. Wonderful, amazing, yeah. Hana, same. Sakina, receptive serves productive. Perfect. Good. Now, what are the implications, the benefits behind integrating skills and aspects? The implications. What are the implications? Motivating students, excellent. Hakima, Hana, meet students' needs. Mastering the language, very good. Meeting different learning styles, Mu'tasim, Tariq, great. Ala-Ad-Din, wonderful. Creating for or catering for the different learning styles, interesting. Very good job, wonderful. Yes, Saeed, to enable students to use the language in communication. real life communication, motivating learners, building interest, engaging, addressing the different learning style, adjusting textbook, excellent, Sakina. Adjusting the textbook, adjusting the timetable, and how real communication takes place is by integrating the four skills. Good. What do we mean by complex? Complex integration, right, quickly. Complex integration. Combine and link the skills. Complex, good. All the skills into a mixture of activities, variety of skills. Excellent, Nordin, I like it. Amina, activities. Yes, Sakina, when we integrate more than 2 skills. Good, okay. Filahi, combination, Ghizlan, mixing and linking all the skills. Perfect. Good. Now, from easiest to difficult, Mu'tasim, easiest to difficult. What is this? Is it simple or complex integration? Easiest to difficult, what do you think? Easy, receptive, difficult is, so it's simple. Okay, perfect, good. Now challenges, what problems, what obstacles you may face? Can you please write quickly? It requires a lot of flexibility, Sakina, perfect. Sufyan, time constraints, excellent. Said, time, good. Time consuming, Amina, interesting. Alauddin, time and energy consuming. I like it, Alauddin, perfect, to the point. Yes, energy consuming, time consuming. Extra work for teachers, perfect, Amina, yeah. It's a lot of work. Okay. Yes, students' interactions, Ilahi, okay. But this is good or bad? It's good, but we are talking about the challenges. All right, that's nice. And now, this is the story. The story of today is link. To link what? When we talk about integrating, 4 skills, Amina, good. Just the 4 skills and aspects, interesting. Fatima Zara, skills, aspects, Muhammad, great. Muhammad Najjar, interesting. Fatima Zara, yeah. Sumaya, link the 4 skills, good. Address, to address what? To address what? Do you remember? Learning, different, please add Muhammad, different learning styles. To address students' interests, good Fatima Zahra. To address the different learning styles. Good at speaking, good at writing, good at listening. Kinesthetic learners, auditory learners. Good, Ghizlan, different learning styles. Nordin, more learning styles. Good. Create what? To create what? Very good, Amina. Fun, engage learning environment, create fun. Fun, Muhammad, Ghizlan, fun. Filahi, learning atmosphere, good. Hakima, fun. Fatima, create fun, good. And engage motivation, Nordin. Muhammad, conductive environment. Boredom-free atmosphere, good, Ashraf. Hajar Nadir, engage environment, interesting. Perfect, I like it, yeah. So you create a good atmosphere. Fun, engaging, motivation, positive, learn environment. Variety is the, yeah, excellent, Sufyan, yeah, to the point. To suit what? I mean, types of classes, large and small, good, small and big, Nordin, good. Bilahi, students' needs. Sumaya, so 2 types of needs and wants, good. Types of classes, large and small classes. Interesting, Asma, good. Zgharia, very good. And the last one, the objective is to master what? To master the what do you think? The language, excellent. Yes, excellent, to master the language. Okay, to master the language. Okay, that's interesting. Thank you so much for your interaction. Okay, I'm really amazed by the interesting questions, discussions you have mentioned. It's very interesting. Good, so please keep in mind that one of the best practices in your classrooms is to integrate skills. Sing, dance with your learners. If you are teaching children, dance with them, no problem. If you are teaching adults, it's difficult. Dancing with them may cause some problem, but it depends, okay? So it depends on your level of students, type of lessons, age of learners, etc. Okay. Try to create fun learning environment. It's very important. Don't all the time to teach skills separately. Segregation doesn't work. Okay, variety is the key to success. Okay, so integration skills is demanding. It takes a lot of time from the teacher's part. Okay, but however, from time to time, you have to design interesting activities for your learners. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna give the floor to anyone here. If you have some to add, I'm gonna give you the floor to speak. If everything is clear, that's perfect, and we can call it a day. Okay. Okay, so far everything is clear? Okay. Jassim, do you think that 1 hour class is sufficient to integrate all skills and meanwhile meet syllabus requirements? Very interesting question, Mu'tasim. Mu'tasim, my question, your objective is to finish the syllabus or to meet the needs of your learners? Very important question. What is your purpose? What is your why? Why do you want to be a teacher? Why do you want to teach? Do you want to teach to finish the syllabus, or do you want to teach to promote, to help your learners? Interesting. So please, don't talk about completing the syllabus. You will complete the syllabus by any means, by any way. Okay. The most important is to meet the needs. I'm going to give you an example. And this happened to you when you were high school students. Some teachers, some high school teachers finished early the syllabus. And at the end, we learned nothing. Okay. Some teachers finished the syllabus and we learned a lot. So the first question to ask is how to meet my objectives and to meet the learning needs and wants. Okay, good. Now, for 1 hour, you can teach the 4 skills. For 1 hour, you can do it. I give you an example last time. In reading, when you have 5 questions, don't do 5 questions. True, false questions, number 1, 2, do only 2. When you have WH questions, 6 questions, do only 1 or 2. You see, if you have 5 activities or 3 activities, skip or delete 1 activity, do only 2. The most important is communication, interaction, collaboration. You are the boss, okay? Because reading, you will have 10 reading text for the whole year. Are you going to teach for the whole year true, false, true, false, true, false? How come? They know true, false. Are you going to teach WH, WH? How come? They know WH questions every time, but you can skip them. You can design other activities for reading. You see my point? When you have reading lesson, don't teach the same activities. True, false, WH question, fill in the gaps, okay? Read the type, something like that, okay? You can skip them because the most important that learners should know the instructions, what they mean. Okay, in the exam, they will find them. They will find the true or false, and they know the meaning. They will find they know them. So you can skip these tasks and you can integrate the lesson. Okay. But the administration imposes some pressure on us to finish the program. Listen, when you are teaching a common core or first year or second back, you can finish the program. You can finish. Yeah. You cannot finish the program if you are a slave to the textbook. If you are going to do everything, you will not finish. When I teach students, I teach the first week, reading, writing, speaking. I teach the second week, reading, writing, speaking, listening. The third week, I don't teach reading. I don't teach it because students now are familiar with the questions. I just use one activity, very light activities for reading. I skip it and I focus more on writing or on speaking or something like that. Week number 4, I use reading. You see, so you can skip, you can delete, okay? But if you stick to the same activities, to the same lessons, you will not finish. Change, adapt, modify everything, but you keep the same objectives and you will finish the program. Okay. Is it clear so far? Muhammad, but frankly speaking, the ministry is more interested in finishing the syllabus. Yes, Muhammad, I said you can finish the syllabus. I have finished the syllabus plenty of times, plenty of times. And some teachers are still late. They didn't complete the syllabus because they were slaves to the text. They used every single activity in the textbook, but I didn't use. Okay. I try to modify, to change, sometimes to skip some lessons, but I stick to the same grammar lessons. I stick to the same type of writing. I taught them emails, letters, paragraphs, arguments, essays. I taught them all these things, okay, because they are very important. They will find in the exam. And I have completed my lessons. So why I have completed and you cannot? No, you can. You can do that. Teacher, do you make use of games in your classes? If yes, does a game activity work will serve as an objective? Isn't time consuming? Yeah, which level do you use games? I use games with all levels of students, with all ages, okay. Yes, sometimes it takes time. When I teach vocabulary, I prefer to use games. When I teach reading or speaking or write, at the end, I use a slide or short games. 10 minutes. For the production stage, I prefer to use games because they feel bored, they are exhausted, they are tired. It's time for light activities. Okay. Don't tell me it's time consuming. You are the boss, you are the manager. It's time management, it's classroom management. So please, the lesson plan must be well designed. In the very beginning, you will find difficulties, but later, yeah, it's okay. You will be the master of your class. Okay. All right. Thank you so much. I'm very proud of you. I also learned from you. I learned from you a lot of suggestions, a lot of tools to use to build interest. So it's a type of collaboration, helping each other, learning from each other. Thank you so much. Okay, have a good day. All right. So see you. Yeah, it's my pleasure. Thank you. Thank you, all of you.